Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to our Leadgen Podcast. Today I have an absolute killer and a very good friend of mine with us, and this is Elliot Nordstrom. Welcome, Elliot.
Thank you.
All right, so what we want to talk about is we want to talk a little bit about what's going on right now in the Leadgen space, what happened over the last years, what are the biggest challenges, and so on. And in the end, we will see if we can get a solution and basically also tell everybody of you what are the best steps now that you can do to stay on top of the game in the Leadgen industry. All right, Elliot. First of all, thanks for coming. I have the first question is how long you already in the space, bro?
I've been in the space this is the third year, and I began in 2022. So 2 years ago, third year. Went full time in the beginning of January last year. About to be 3 years soon.
Okay. And what brought you into it?
It was my good friend Levi, your good friend as well, Levi Erola, and I got to know him through a community that I was a part of. We started talking there, and he launched a mini course inside of that community. And from there I got connected with him, eventually got his $1 Leadgen kit, and started doing lead generation through that basically, and here we are.
Cool. All right, so what would you say, how do you see the Leadgen space right now in general?
I would say it's a bit chaos right now. People aren't really sure what to do, what's going on, especially with the new Google guidelines coming up now in about 10 days. And people are just confused. Some people are obviously killing it, but from the vast majority of people I talk to, and I talk to a lot of people on a daily basis, they're all struggling with different kinds of things. Deliverability is the top struggle, so to say, right now that we're facing. And it's going to be interesting to see how it turns out and how we continue from here.
Okay, so you would say deliverability right now is the biggest challenge in the Leadgen space?
I would say so, and also maybe how you structure your offer sometimes depends, obviously. But many companies that you typically work with, they have started to catch up with cold email and how it's done. So the service is obviously very valuable, but it's not as sought after as it used to be, I'd say.
Interesting, man. Yeah, I mean, did you hear, I just saw, we are an agency velocity, both of us, right? And I just saw in the chat, one guy, Alex, I don't know if you've seen it, where he said, he wanted to set up a Google account and they're asking for his passport.
Really?
It's getting crazy, guys. Really, it's really getting crazy. So they're getting stricter and stricter. And two-step, they say that they want to do a two-step authentication for every Google thing that you set up and stuff. So it's really tricky, right? And there's a lot of providers as well out there, and everybody's promising a lot and keeping a little, right? So that's the next thing. Okay. What would you say how did the space change in the last 2 years since you started?
Back when I started, volume was the key. It didn't matter really about copy and offer wise, as long as you just ran a few thousand emails every single day, you got clients. And these days I feel like we run lower volume now and more personalization, more relevant emails. Also, for example, the turbo warm-up.
That was Elliot invented the turbo warm-up.
Where we started sending emails after a week of warm-up, 50 emails per inbox, and these days we do typically send between 15 to 20, sometimes even 10 emails per inbox per day instead of 50. So it's changed quite a lot, and I think you need to actually focus more, so to say, on how you do it these days compared to back when I started.
Absolutely, I agree. I started 4 years ago, right? I'm a little bit older than Elliot. Double, I think. Right? And he could be my son if he wouldn't be that blonde, but all right. So basically, I'm 4 years in there, and I remember when I started with I think it's called Sales Handy. There was no Smart Lead, there was no Instant Lead, nothing of that shit was around at this time. I used something called Sales Handy. It was some Indian stuff, and there was no instruction, nothing. I just basically placed in 2 Microsoft accounts, and I smashed 1,000 emails a day with it, fucking crazy. It disconnected from time to time, right? Like once every 2 weeks or something, and then everything was panicking. But then you could really reconnect it, and it was working well. And I was booking meetings left and right. That was the golden times, really, because like that's nobody really did call email, and when you did it quite good, you did a lot of stuff. I remember I started filling up e-commerce events, and I basically invited people from IKEA, Nike, Adidas, Karl Lagerfeld, Boss, whatever, like all the big ones, right? It was really easy to get them in because when you were like a little bit good, just you could easily book meetings at that time. Exactly. So, but yeah, it changed a lot. So, do you think also something that I realized when I had one of my first clients, I was also like, I never cared about that ability. I never fucking did.
No.
Like, I just rammed everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like ramming. Like, I don't even like I ram catch-alls, whatever, bro. Like, and today, like, it's even me that I'm getting a little bit afraid of ramming catch-alls because you can't almost not do it anymore, right? So it's really like this because it's getting like why it's like this, guys. Because like the thing what Google and Microsoft want, basically, they want to keep the people safe, right? So they want to keep the people basically they want to avoid spam for the people's mailboxes. That's what they want, and that's why they get stricter and stricter. And a main reason is also for that is that like most of the time when we set up domains or mailboxes, we only set up 60% of the security certificates, and that's important because now it's getting more and more important with time. Why? Because they're getting sharper and stricter, so that's why the more security the domain has, the better it is. So for this, we need a solution as that, and maybe I have something for this for you guys, and tell you maybe something about this in my next video. All right. Okay. Elliot, what would you say? Like, which role plays AI in today's industry?
I think it plays a huge role, especially if we're talking of tools like Clay, for example. Amazing tool. I don't know where I would be in terms of cold email and lead generation if it wasn't for Clay, and also because as I was saying, we tend to focus more on relevancy today, and AI comes in very handy there when you can mention anything, basically news about the company that you're reaching out to, or some LinkedIn posts, or whatever that actually makes it feel like the prospect has been selected, so to say. We've actually gone ahead and actually just reached out to them only because in today's market, the market is much more sophisticated these days. They know about the AI things also and the cold email automations, but if you can pinpoint things that are quite special or like quite unique to a prospect, it becomes very much easier to get them on a call actually. And so in terms of that, AI plays a pretty big role, I'd say, especially also with all the sending tools and stuff. They focus a lot on AI as well, inbox management and all that kind of stuff. So during the last 2 years, AI has been pretty much a game changer, I'd say, in terms of cold email lead generation.
Absolutely, I agree. I mean, like I remember, like I talked to this with another guy from HT Velocity, Noah Snellgrove. Shout out to you, bro, if you watched that. All right, we were basically sitting on my rooftop smoking cigarettes and drinking whiskey till 4:30 in the morning, and we were talking about how the space has changed. And we said, like, right when I started, like 1.5 years ago, I think it was, like we worked with quick lines, right? And we basically like, and we had this crazy thing. I've seen that you have been on this university, like, or like I seen from New York, so you do like the Knicks and some shit like that, right? Yeah. And it was working in these times, guys, right? It's crazy, but like it's changing also so fast. Like I think that's also something that is really, really, for me, it's really interesting how fast things change, right? It's crazy, like. If you think about that, especially with AI. So where do you see the space going now?
I think a lot of people will sort of like quit Leadgen.
Okay.
And reason being is it becomes harder by day by day, and some people just won't be able to handle the pressure, and the ones that are around communities like Aegis Velocity or any community focused on lead generation and cold email in general, I think you need to be around people in this space, because otherwise you'll be left behind very quickly and you won't be able to keep going, so to say. But I also believe now that these new Google guidelines and everything, that makes it, from my understanding, a bit harder, or like much harder. I think the service will become more attractive because a regular guy, a company, whatever, they're currently doing cold email, maybe they won't be able to run campaigns profitable anymore because of all of these new restrictions and guidelines. And by us being able to, help them overcome all of these new guidelines and restrictions, I believe that the service itself will become much more sought after, just because people won't be able to run it themselves anymore if they're not around this.
I like this, bro. I think there's a lot of truth inside, guys, because like I think also when I think back, right, like in the start when we started, also you have to be quite sophisticated to start to do cold email. Then it become easier and easier and easier. Now every fucking body can do cold email, right? There was a time that was like that, and now it's getting again more sophisticated. So that means, but that's actually good for us because like you need to have higher expertise to really make it work. Like that's what it's about. So I believe that's actually a good thing because like I believe also like there was a problem that everybody and their dog could do cold email, right? And I believe now you need to have higher skills to really make it work again. What is good for the real killers, because then basically they get again better deals because people will understand that they need somebody that really understands. Alone from the setup of the infrastructure, like, let's be honest, right? Like if you have like you buy like F60 or all this stuff, you know what I mean? You burn in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, boom, your mailboxes are burned. So that's why like deliverability is a massive topic, guys. And I will definitely in my next video, I'm going to show you a solution that could be very interesting for all of you watching. And yeah, I mean, Elliot, thank you very much for coming. Do you have anything less to say that you would like to give to the Leadgen agency guys watching out there?
I'd say just keep going. We'll figure things out. We're kind of in a plug, so to say, that happens about once every 6 months. Yeah, just I wish you guys that are watching this, that are potentially cold emailers, all the best. And if you have any questions for me or Johannes afterwards, feel free to DM us and connect with us on LinkedIn, any social media where you can find us, even in the comment section here, and we'll take it from there.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, guys, and let's keep on ramming. That was fire or what?
Easy. Hopefully my phone is not there.
That would be fucking for sure. It's good. All right, we're good to go, bro. One video in, done.
Yeah. 5%. That's great.
Awesome. Let's watch that shit.
Yeah.
I think it was good, man. Like we had a really